Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and this is a video people have been waiting for weeks. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing. Work on skilling up my crafting a little bit. And let's talk about this. Alright, everyone knows Layne Norton had made me an offer to do a debate. I made a counter offer and then he kind of counter offered. And very little has been said about it. Obviously, he and I have gone through a lot in our personal lives. A little bit of it's been made public by both of us. So neither one of us through December were probably in any mood to really discuss this any further. However, he had his offer standing out there. That offer included when I had requested, because I said I needed to be compensated for this, and he had agreed to that, that I wanted him to match my YouTube December earnings for me to do this actual debate, because honestly I have no interest in doing this debate. He's the one who wants it. So okay, that's what I threw out there, because I do need to be compensated for doing something I really don't want to do. And that's only fair, that's only reasonable. So that being said, he agreed to that, but he had said he would need to see bank statements or a tax record or something. Well, until we got near the end of January, there's no way to show that, because YouTube doesn't pay you until like the 22nd to the 25th of the next month after any given month in which you make money. They have now paid me for December. I have a bank statement to prove what they paid me for December. And anyone who has a YouTube channel knows you can't really fake that. You can't make them lump multiple months together or anything. Now Layne's asking about a tax record. There's no way I'm giving my tax records to anybody, but a bank statement that looks like a standard deposit from YouTube, Google, totally reasonable. I can now produce that. And as we know, Layne is a man of his word. That is what he had agreed to. He said, yeah, he could do that. But he had some other requests in there. But yeah, so that money has been paid to me. Layne, I can show you a screenshot of it. And here's how this will basically work. You're not going to pull anything on me like, oh, well, you owe me money in a foreign country that the U.S. government said you don't have to pay. Not going to work that way. I will do this debate with you, and I will do it very fairly and under some of your terms. I'm going to swing some of the stuff back in your direction. Things that you had said you might like to see, I'm going to give to you. I'm not even going to debate them. I'm just going to give them to you because you're agreeing to pay for it. But my stipulation is we don't do the debate until the check clears my bank. Meaning until I see that deposit successful from you, either check, PayPal, however you want to do it, not doing the debate. And I think that's fair. All things considered, considering the ability to con somebody, I think that's totally reasonable. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. I want to be paid up front for the debate. I'd be willing to do the debate with you within 24 hours of receiving that. Not a problem. But it will have to be cash up front. Because honestly, without being paid for it, I'm not doing this debate. Because I don't actually want to do it. You're the one who wants the debate, not me. I have no interest in it. So, I will accept your agreement there. I can prove a bank statement. By the way, it is over $4,000. So I don't know why people have this idea that I don't make anything on YouTube, that I'm broke or something. I'm not sure where they're getting at, because I can totally prove that one to his satisfaction. So, that part being said, the other things that he requested, you know what? I'm feeling nice. The guy's willing to pay for it. He is willing to pay for the debate, all the expenses of it, pay for my time. I'm just going to give him the other stuff he wants. Layne, you do not like my choice of moderators. You want someone who's an academic? I tell you what, you're paying for it. Pick one. I mean, you're paying for the whole shebang. You might as well get your choice of moderators. I don't think that's unreasonable. In fact, rather than me pick one that meets your criteria, you pick a moderator. My only request, in fairness, that they have no financial ties to any supplement companies. I don't think that's unreasonable, all things considered. Supplement companies tend to hate me, so that we get someone who's not going to be biased financially towards supplement companies. They need to be someone with no financial ties to the supplement industry, and preferably someone who has no private or personal business association with you. I think that's fair. But outside of that, if you want to pick any academic, any field related remotely to exercise science, nutritional science, you pick the moderator. I will agree to it as long as they meet those other requirements. Your choice, you pick. Another thing that Layne didn't like, he said, he would agree to my choice of debate topics. He would agree to it. You know what, Layne? That was actually just kind of messing with you a little bit. You know what? I know you said you would agree to it, but let's be fair. Me picking a drug testing as the choice, drug testing in sports, okay, that is a little bit poking at you in some of our previous, long time ago disagreements. You know what? That's not what we have been disagreeing about lately, is it? That's not at all. My biggest criticisms of you in the last year have been your dangerous style of training, your injuries, the fact that a lot of what you're teaching could hurt other people. It sets a really, really bad example. So you know what? Let's debate that. I'll give you the choice because again, you're paying for the debate. I think it's only fair to give you a little more choice in what's going on as far as topics go. You know what? Let's do that. I will say that since you had agreed to my other one but didn't necessarily like it, I'll say, okay, you pick either one. Again, you're paying for it. You can either pick the one that I suggested, all right, or we can go over to the point of which you and I have the biggest conflict as of late online, that being training injuries, prevention of training injuries, things like that, whatever area in that you want to pick. I'm sure you can find a moderator who can get a good variety of questions to cover in there. You know what? Because you're going to pick an academic anyways. I'm sure they'll be schooled in the area. Let's go with that. We can do that one also. Again, I'll let you pick either one, either our current area of debate, or we can go with the other one for fun. I'm honestly okay with either one at this point. Like I said, in all fairness, even though I don't want to really do the debate, the fact that you're paying for it, hell, I'll let you pick either of the topics. Whichever one you think you would rather do the most, that you think is going to be worth your money in the debate, you go ahead and pick. All right, I think that's totally reasonable. So basically, what you're getting here, Layne, since you agreed to my biggest term of you to actually reasonably compensate my time for doing something I have no interest in doing, don't want to do, don't see the point in doing, since you're actually willing to put your money where your mouth is, I will agree to your other stipulations. I will go more than meeting you halfway. I will meet you 90% of the way there. Instead of halfway, I'll meet you 90%. You know why? Because I'm not an unfair, unreasonable guy. I really am not. Really am not, Layne. And you know what? If you actually want to debate so bad that you're willing to pay for it, that you're actually willing to pay for it like you agreed to, then what the hell? Let's let you pick the stuff, man. I'll give you the options there. You pick your moderator. Just I had some minor, I think, totally reasonable requirements, and I think from an academic perspective for a fair debate, that's reasonable. But you get to pick the moderator. Like I said, you're paying for it, and you might as well get to pick the moderator. That's totally fair. More than fair. As far as saying you would agree to my other topic, I will actually admit I wasn't expecting you to agree to that one. Wasn't expecting it at all. But you did after you agreed to pay for it on top of it. So I will say that you have then, let's go with either the one that I proposed that you didn't really like but agreed to. We can do that one, or we can do our other one about training injuries, training injury prevention or whatever, which is kind of what my biggest criticism of you has been lately. Let's do that. But like I said, guys, he and I both had a lot of stuff going on in our personal lives. We really couldn't cover this until now, and also because the specifics of what I had said was reasonable compensation could not be proven until this week. Like there was no means to actually prove that number until this week. And so now that number is actually provable, which he had agreed to and said, okay, I can do that as long as you can prove it, which I can now prove it. It's not a problem. So we could do that. Yeah. And I've got that sum. So Layne, the sum is, approximately a little over $4,200. And again, that's what you would agree to, that you would match my December YouTube money. So it's up in that range. After what you've spent on me, what you've spent chasing me in the tens of thousands of dollars, harassing me in courts, articles, everything else, it's a drop in the bucket for you. So I figure, you know what, if you'll actually pony up the money to get one chance to take a public shot at me, what the hell, I'll throw the ball into your court. I'm more than reasonable. Hell, let's do this and let's just bury this shit between us once and for fucking all. And be fucking done with it. Because honestly, man, I'm just sick of fucking with you. So let's just do this. You know what? Ball's in your court, brother. Alright, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. And I will talk to you guys next time.